The famous Chinese classical novel, Outlaws of the Marsh, in English, The Nine Tattooed Dragons, Chapter 2, narrated by Robert Xiaoliang. Well, here is the birthday of Marshal Wang, the princeling. The feast that night was prepared at his house, furnishing with the choicest fare from sea or land. Well, when the honorable guest arrived for the banquet, Marshal Wang invited him to the seat of honor, and himself sat down in the opposite side. After drinking a good many cups, and after 2 complete menus had been served, Prince Duan left the seat to wash his hands. Happening to pass the library, he noticed on the table a pair of paperweights made of mud fat jade and carved in the form of lions, which were of especially fine craftsmanship. Prince Duan picked the lions up, and after admiring them for quite a while, exclaimed, "Ooh, magnificent, really, magnificent." The princeling, seeing the emperor to be so taken with them, immediately said, "Oh, there is also a jade brush holder in the form of a dragon from the hand of the same workman. I don't have it here now, but I will get it tomorrow and send a complete set to your palace." Prince Duan was so happy that he muttered his thankfulness. "Ah, that's really generous of you. I'm most grateful, my dear royal brother. I believe the brush holder must be even more delicate, eh?" Tomorrow I will send for it and have it sent to your palace as well, and then you can judge yourself. Prince Duan thanked him once again, and the 2 of them went back to the banquet, where they ate and drank until dark. Both of them were quite drunk, and then Prince Duan went back to his palace. The next morning, Prince Ling Wang sent for the jade dragon brush holder, and together with the 2 lion paperweights, had it nicely placed in a little gold box of yellow silk, writing a respectful letter and telling Gao the boar, as he now called himself, to have them deliver to the prince. As the wish of Marshal Wang, Gao the boar took up the precious present, slipped the letter into his front pocket, and started right off to the palace. The doorman answered, And then he announced him to the chamberlain, who in a moment appearing, asking, "Whose household do you come from?" Gao the boar bowed politely and said, "I came from Marshal Wang's household. I am sent especially to present these jade presents to the prince." "Well, His Highness is now in the main central court," the chamberlain said, "kicking ball with some of the young palace attendants. You better go there and await him yourself." Be so kind as to take me there," Gao said. The chamberlain looked at him again, took him to the gate of the court, where he saw the prince wearing a tunic, hitching up and tucking into the belt in his waist. On his feet, he wore gold boots embroidered with a flying phoenix. A number of young palace attendants were kicking the ball with him. Ay, poop, ay, poop, good. Gao Qiu remained standing behind some servants, waiting for his opportunity in order not to interrupt. Oh, my dear listeners, yes, it must have been Gao's destiny to come making his fortune, for luck was certainly with him that day. You know, the ball sailed through the air, while Prince Tuan tried in vain to reach it and came down among the group of attendants when it rolled right to Gao's feet. Well, Gao saw the chance coming and, plucking up his courage, gave it the special kick known as a duck and drake, or a double bend, which sent it directly back to the prince. Prince Tuan was so impressed that he asked in astonishment, "Well, who are you then?" Gao Qiu stepped forward, kneeling down immediately, and said, "Oh, Your Highness, I am in the service of Marshal Wang. I come on my master's instruction, bringing you 2 jade ornaments, which he begs you to accept. There is also a letter which I venture humbly to present you." Well. This guy, Gao Qiu, is very lucky. He was very lucky that day. And when he sent the presents with his 2 hands to the prince, who smiled, saying, "How gracious, my brother-in-law." After Gao Qiu presented the letter to the prince, who disclosed the box and looked at the jade objects, then gave them to a personal owl to take away. He paid no more attention to the things he received, but said to Gao, "Oh, so you can play football. By the way, what's your name?" Gao immediately showed his politeness and bowed again, saying, "My name is Gao the Ball. Will I just play a little?" "Good, very good," said the Highness. "You can come now and play with us." But Your Highness, I am nobody," Gao protested, prostrating himself. "How can I play with Your Royal Highness?" No, you can. This is but a clown's company, a club for any players," continued the prince. "We called ourselves Players United. There's no harm done in your playing with us." How could I presume? Said Gao with a hidden smile inside him, prostrating himself once again. Uh, I can't do that. Well, what's the matter with you? Gao rejected 5 or 6 times, but the highness was insisting. So Gao could not refuse any more but to knock his head on the ground, removing his leggings, and joined in the field. Oh, oh, all right, I do that. Well, first of all, he simply performed a few kicks, which His Highness applauded, but finally he was obliged to show the full range of his skill and talent. So brilliantly he played that ball seemed glued to his body, and Prince Tuan was so happy with him. He would not let Gao returning home, but insisted he should stay for the night. Well, in turn, the next day the prince gave a banquet to Marshal Wang and invited him to his palace. Marshal Wang, just wondering why his personal attendant did not come back the night before, received a message from the 9th royal prince that he was invited to have banquets with him at the palace. Marshal Wang immediately mounted his horse and rode over there. Prince Tuan expressed a great welcome at his coming and thanked him for the jade ornaments. In the dinner, the Royal Highness said, well, royal brother, that Gaucho is truly an extraordinary football player. What would you say if you could let me keep him in my service? Huh? So, if you like to know what happened then, so please listen to my chapter 3.